The memory merchants. How tech companies harvest your past. Google Photos knows more about your childhood than you do. Facebook remembers conversations you forgot you had. Your memories aren't just stored in your brain anymore, they're stored in servers and someone else owns them. Tech companies have become the custodians of human memory. But what happens when your memories become their product? We're exploring how digital platforms shape, store, and monetize our personal histories. From the photos in your phone to your search history, everything you've ever done online has become raw material for corporate algorithms designed to predict and influence your future behavior. Remember when people memorized phone numbers, when getting lost meant actually being lost, not just having a dead phone battery? We've systematically replaced human memory functions with digital prosthetics, and most of us didn't even notice it happening. The average smartphone user has outsourced thousands of memory functions to their device. We don't remember directions, we use GPS. We don't remember birthdays, we set calendar reminders. We don't remember facts, we Google them instantly. Your phone knows your daily routine better than you do, tracking where you go, when you sleep, and who you talk to most often. This shift happened gradually over just 2 decades. In 2000, most people could recite at least a dozen phone numbers from memory. Today, most people can't remember their own mother's phone number without checking their contacts. We've become cyborgs, but instead of metal limbs, we have silicon memories. Your photo gallery has become an externalized autobiography that you never consciously wrote. Google Photos automatically organizes 15 billion photos uploaded daily, creating facial recognition clusters, location timelines, and event categorizations that most users couldn't create themselves. These systems don't just store your memories, they interpret them. Google's algorithms can identify your friends, track your relationships over time, and even detect mood patterns from photo metadata. They know which places make you happy, which people you spend the most time with, and how your interests have evolved over the years. But here's the disturbing part. These platforms actively shape which memories you preserve. Instagram stories disappear after 24 hours unless you save them. Snapchat built its entire business model around ephemeral content that actually leaves permanent traces on company servers. The platforms decide what's worth remembering and what should be forgotten. Your Google search history might be the most intimate record of human curiosity ever created. Every 3 a.m. health worry, every relationship question, every embarrassing query you hoped no one would ever know about, it's all recorded and analyzed. Google processes over 8 billion searches daily, creating an unprecedented archive of human consciousness. These searches reveal patterns you don't even recognize in yourself. Researchers have used aggregate search data to predict flu outbreaks, economic recessions, and election results with startling accuracy. Your individual queries contribute to a collective intelligence system that knows humanity better than we know ourselves. The asymmetry is staggering. Google knows more about your thoughts and concerns than your closest friends or family. They can predict your behavior, health concerns, and life decisions with algorithmic precision, while you remain largely unaware of what your data reveals about you. Your memories have become the foundation for sophisticated advertising systems. When you upload vacation photos, platforms analyze the locations, activities, and spending patterns to predict future travel interests. When you search for health information, that curiosity becomes part of your advertising profile for years to come. This creates what researchers call memory-based behavioral prediction. Companies don't just target ads based on current interests, they use years of stored personal history to understand your psychological patterns. They know when you're most vulnerable to certain purchases, which emotional triggers work best on your personality type, and how to time marketing messages for maximum impact. Amazon's recommendation system is the perfect example. Every product you've viewed, every purchase you've made, every review you've read becomes part of a psychological profile that influences not just what you see, but what you think you want. Your shopping memories become algorithmic predictions about your future desires. Facebook's On This Day feature isn't just nostalgic, it's a sophisticated engagement weapon. These memory features identify photos, posts, and interactions that are statistically likely to provoke strong emotional responses, bringing you back to the platform when your attention might be drifting elsewhere. The algorithm doesn't care whether these memories are positive or negative, it only cares about engagement. Sometimes On This Day resurfaces painful breakups, family conflicts, or traumatic events. The emotional impact still drives user activity, which translates directly into advertising revenue. Instagram's Stories archive and Spotify's annual Wrapped summaries turn your personal data into shareable content. You become a voluntary marketing agent, broadcasting curated versions of your memories to recruit friends into the same data collection systems. Perhaps most insidiously, platforms don't just store your memories, they actively curate and edit them. Facebook's timeline automatically highlights certain posts while burying others. Google Photos Rediscover This Day shows you algorithmically selected moments, not complete chronological records. This curation shapes how you remember your own life. The algorithm decides which relationships seem most important, which activities appear most meaningful, and which moments deserve preservation versus deletion. Over time, the algorithmic version of your life story can diverge significantly from your actual lived experience. Social media platforms encourage real-time memory editing. The ability to delete posts, untag photos, and modify past content means your digital history becomes a constantly revised narrative rather than an honest record of past experiences. The most successful tech companies have built their entire business models around harvesting and monetizing human nostalgia. They profit not just from your current activity, but from your accumulated emotional history. Your memories become intellectual property, generating revenue through advertising, data sales, and behavioral prediction services. This creates perverse incentives. Companies benefit from storing as much personal data as possible for as long as possible, while users often want to forget, move on, or maintain privacy about past experiences. The business model requires comprehensive memory harvesting, even when human psychology would benefit from forgetting. Recommendation algorithms don't just show you content, they actively shape which experiences you have and therefore which memories you form. When YouTube recommends videos, Spotify suggests music, or Instagram curates your feed, these systems influence what you pay attention to, learn about, and ultimately remember about the world. This creates algorithmic memory bias. Your recollections of current events, cultural trends, and personal relationships become filtered through machine learning systems designed for engagement, not accuracy. The memories you form are increasingly shaped by corporate algorithms optimized for profit, not truth. Dating apps provide a stark example. The people you meet, connect with, and potentially form relationships with are determined by algorithmic matching systems. Your romantic memories, among the most important in human experience, become the byproduct of mathematical formulas designed to keep you using the app. Tech platforms can create false memories about historical and political events. When algorithms show users information confirming their existing beliefs while filtering out contradictory evidence, people develop skewed recollections of events that may not reflect reality. This memory bubble effect is particularly dangerous during political events. Users on different platforms can develop completely different memories of the same news events because their feeds showed them different evidence, interpretations, and expert opinions. Family members can have fundamentally different memories of recent political events because their social media algorithms fed them different information streams. Over time, these algorithmic filters don't just influence opinions, they create different versions of historical reality in people's minds. Tech companies routinely edit users' digital memories without notification. When platforms change algorithms, past content can disappear from feeds. When companies modify interfaces, years of user organization systems become obsolete overnight. More troubling is deliberate memory manipulation. Platforms can retroactively change post visibility, modify apparent content popularity through algorithmic promotion or suppression, and edit user content for policy compliance without clear notification. Facebook's controversial 2014 emotional manipulation study demonstrated this power directly. They altered users' feeds to show more positive or negative content, successfully changing emotional states and posting behavior. The experiment proved that platforms can deliberately modify human memory formation processes. As our external memory systems, tech companies determine what information gets preserved and what gets forgotten. When Twitter deletes accounts, YouTube removes videos, or Google changes search algorithms, they make editorial decisions about which version of history remains accessible. This gives tech companies enormous power over both individual and collective memory. They decide which voices get heard, which events get remembered, and which perspectives survive for future generations. Unlike traditional media, These decisions often happen through algorithmic systems with minimal human oversight. The stakes become clear during major events. Social media platforms' content decisions during protests, elections, or health emergencies directly shape how these events are remembered by millions of people. The companies controlling our memory systems are writing the first draft of digital history. We traded perfect memory for convenient storage, but the cost was ownership of our own experiences. Your memories are now part of someone else's business model, subject to their algorithmic curation, their terms of service, and their profit motives. The memory merchants promise to preserve your experiences forever, but they're simultaneously editing, monetizing, and manipulating those same memories. Your most intimate thoughts, relationships, and experiences have become raw material for behavioral prediction systems designed to influence your future choices. We're losing the ability to distinguish between memories formed through direct experience and memories that were algorithmically curated for us. When your photo gallery, social media timeline, and search history are all filtered through corporate algorithms, how do you know which memories are authentically yours? The generation growing up today will be the first whose memories are primarily stored and shaped by corporate-controlled systems. We're conducting a massive experiment on human consciousness, and the results are already becoming clear. Our memories are no longer our own.